The final Ghost Sister, it's here. What's going on, you guys? Slim here to talk about our newest Ghost Sister, our last Ghost Sister, and how meta relevant and how good this new hand trap is going to be. The new card's name, of course, is Evening Crescent and Autumn Shower. Shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization for the information, as always. It'll be linked down below. Yeah, we're going to talk about this card because it's pretty crazy that not only do we get a new hand trap, but it's also going to be the last Ghost Sister in the Ghost Sister line, which is definitely one of the most popular groups of cards that have ever been released. So if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit the notification bell. It'll alert you when I upload, and hopefully you guys like the setup. I haven't done a webcam video in forever. If you guys enjoy it, let me know down in the comments below. If you want to continue seeing it in discussions like this, I'll definitely be sure to include it. It's been ages. Those of you who've been on this channel, you guys know I used to use it all the time, and then I stopped using it, and it's kind of cool to use it again. So hopefully you guys do like it. But yeah, so we got the information. It's crazy. I think first and foremost that this is the last Ghost Sister, so there's literally been one for pretty much every element, I think, outside of Divine, and I don't think there's really going to be that many Divine cards, outside of the Egyptian gods. I don't think there's really going to be that many Divine cards, but this is now Wind. We've gotten all our other elements, so this pretty much completes the cycle, and yeah, we're going to get all the information. Of course, we got it all from Yu-Gi-Oh! Organization. Again, it'll be down in the description, so to give you guys all the information. So, of course, it's a level 3 Wind tuner, zombie monster effect, and its attack is 0, its defense is 1800. This is all stuff we've seen in pretty much all the good hand traps, and it reads like this. You can use the first effect with this card's name once per turn. 1. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters face up, you can discard this card. Then target one of those face up monsters, negate that target's effect for the rest of this turn. And if you do, if it leaves the field this turn, inflict damage to its controller equal to its original attack. Okay, so we got to break that down. So first and foremost, everyone is going to look at this card and they're going to say, okay, this card is just basically an effect veiler. It's basically an infinite impermanence. While that is true, there are pros and cons, I think, to this card versus cards like effect veiler and infinite impermanence. And we're going to talk about, we'll talk about some of the cons because I don't think there's that many cons to this card, but I think that they are important to bring up because I know multiple players are going to bring them up. So, okay. Unfortunately, unlike effect veiler, this card is once per turn, whereas effect veiler and also cards like DD Crow and Skullmeister are old school hand traps that don't fall into that line. You're able to use multiple per turn, and you can get a lot of value out of drawing multiple. We've seen it before, sometimes double effect veiler in your opponent, double impermanence in your opponent, double DD Crow in your opponent, etc, etc. It goes a long way, especially when you're going second or you're even going first. You're starting hand to 5. You look at 2 of the same card, usually they're not important, but cards like that you can use multiple of, and you can go miles with them, which is great. That is one of the hindrances, but again, Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring is definitely one of the most played hand traps in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And will always be one of the most played hand traps in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's once per turn, so I think it's kind of irrelevant that it's once per turn. It is a hindrance, but we do have to talk about it. It's just like Ash, and you draw multiple Ashes, you got them for multiple turns. That's the main thing. And you can also normal summon this card and not attack with it. Yeah, we're not doing that in top 4, but yeah, you can normal summon, you can link away with it, you can, XYZ with it, same thing. There's gonna be a lot of things you guys can do, especially, post Master Rule 5. So yeah, that's one of the cons to it. I think one of the other cons to it is that, okay, yes, the burn damage. So the burn damage is a pro and a con. So the only con I see to it is that if the opponent XYZs, they get around this because the card will not actually leave the field. So depending on what type of decks, we already know we're going to see more synchro decks, we're going to see more fusion decks, we're going to see more synchro based strategies, XYZ based strategies. XYZs are able to get around it because they just overlay and then they just don't attach or whatever, and they're good. So they can't get around this. I think Burning Abyss will get around this very easily. So I don't think the card is going to be amazing for that burn effect, but its monster effect negation is extremely important. Look at it like impermanence or veiler. Being able to negate something is great, and then basically the burn damage is like the icing on top. Now the only other con to this card is that it is special summon reliant. Unlike effect veiler, it doesn't matter if you're hitting a normal summon or a special summon monster, you can still negate the effect. This card relies on your opponent's special summoning monsters. Personally, I don't think that's a huge problem. It's because this is going to be 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now, in 2019, we have special summoned more monsters than I think anyone knows. We rely on our special summons. Most decks only have maybe 5 normal summons in their deck, if even that. And the ability to just special summon is what the game is all about when it comes to how these decks function, especially in the meta. So I really don't think the fact that it doesn't affect normal summon monsters is that relevant. Now, granted, it can come up sometimes, you know, being able to hit like a normal summon mathematician that would usually dump a, you know, like an Orcus or something to the graveyard to start a combo is pretty relevant. You won't be able to do that. However, you can just hit whatever comes, you know, whatever is special summoned first to hinder your opponent's combo. So while it can be looked at as a con, I don't think it's one of the worst things. I think the card will still definitely see play, even though it has these few little drawbacks. Now, the things I really like about this card. So yes, I love the effect negation. The effect negation, again, it's like effect veiler. It's like giving it impermanence. Very, very cool. I think the fact that it has the burn damage, it plays on different aspects, you know, depending on the deck and also the player. So while you are able to negate the special summon of, you know, whatever monster or monsters they summon, the opponent is then forced into a wall. They have to make a decision. Do I link away the monster? Do I synchro away the monster that has been targeted by this effect? Do I have a way to continue my combo without getting this card off the field and taking the burn damage? Now, most players don't care about burn damage, especially in the early games. You're not going to worry about it. There's triple solemn judgment in this game. We know damn well most players don't care about life points as much. However, you gotta bring up the time rules, and I hate to do it, but you know, you guys already know, especially when Dogwood was, you know, announced, everyone thought, oh man, this card in game 3 in time is gonna be insane. You know, you drop it and gain infinite life points. We actually saw it happen on stream before, which was insane. It only happened once, though. I don't know if it's happened anymore since then. I think it's one of the least played hand traps of the bunch, but I think this could definitely come up. You know, you get to game 3, you know, you draw this card, your opponent goes, you know, they normal, they special. When they special, you drop it, you target. The opponent is then forced to decide, okay, does my deck need to synchro this away? Does my deck need to link this away? And if I do, am I able to take this damage and still, you know, guarantee my victory? It's very hard to say, especially with the new time rules, especially if it gets to that situation in game 3, because, you know, you take the burn damage, you know, most likely you're going to lose, because if you can't deal any damage to your opponent, time comes, time gets called, it's game over. So that is unfortunately going to be something that I hope doesn't get abused to the level that, you know, some of these strategies have, you know, like Sky Strikers and Trickstars have done in the past, you know, with the time rules. I really hope it's something that doesn't happen, but if it does, I wouldn't be surprised. So I think it's pretty crazy. I think it's really strong in the sense that in those situations, it's going to put your opponent, you know, up against a wall, and then they have a decision to make. Do I need to link or do I need to synchro? Will this monster need to leave the field for my combo to continue, and can I afford to take the damage? So there's a lot of crazy things that can happen with that. I also like that it is a form of disruption. You know, all hand traps usually are. The one thing I wish is, you know, if it could, you know, negate the effect, get it off the board too, that'd be crazy, but that's asking too much. You know, Ogre's already strong enough getting the monster off the board. This is basically, again, another effect veiler, but with the added burn damage, which I think is pretty cool. And do I think it'll be meta relevant? I do. I think it's going to be like a lot of the hand traps. It's going to start out slow. I think the only hand trap that ever started just immediately seeing play was effect veiler and also Ash Blossom, and that was because Ash Blossom is just so generic. There are so many cards it can hit. But think about it like this with this card. There are so many special summon monsters you'll be able to hit, and really it'll come down to, you know, if you know your opponent's combo, if you know how it works, if you know they're going to either need to link summon or synchro to continue playing, you can get some extra burn damage in there, and it can win you the game, and it can also hinder them to where they have to end their turn prematurely. And you guys already know, being able to get an extra turn in this game is insane. So there's a lot of good things I think this card brings to the table. I think it's going to be really cool. You know, whenever Eternity Code comes out for us, I know Japan will get it soon, and, you know, we'll be able to see what they do with that card. So overall, I do really like it, and I think that it's going to be a very cool and very fitting, you know, final Ghost Sister that, you know, that pretty much completes this series. These have definitely been some of the most meta relevant cards as far as, you know, Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries, you know, Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. All those cards have been, you know, have seen meta play in some format, in some shape or form, and they will continue to see play. And I think this card will fall right alongside with them and pretty much, you know, wrap everything up. I kind of see it kind of like Rise of Skywalker. You know, it ended the Skywalker saga. This pretty much ends the Ghost Sister saga. So I think it's pretty cool. I think most players are going to really look forward to this card. I think it's definitely a card you guys should pick up when the time comes. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. I'd love to know yours in the comments below. What do you guys honestly think of this card? One last little blurb I will add, because the Yu-Gi-Oh organization added it, is that her resemblance to a bunny is due to the fact that the moon is associated with rabbits in Japan. That's your fun fact for the day. That's my new fact I learned for the day. So that is why this card has the art that it does. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys like the new hand trap, Evening Crescent, and Autumn Shower? Do you think it will be meta relevant? Do you think it will see a lot of play? What cards do you think it will be really good against? I think that we'll definitely be seeing its play once, you know, Master Roll 5 comes into effect, because again, there will definitely be more synchro summoning and more you know, ways that people will special summon, and I think that we'll see more special summoning than we ever have before, and I think it's going to be crazy. But overall, I really do like the card, and hopefully you guys do too. If you guys want to, you know, help support the channel and buy any cards, you know, use my TCG player link. It's down in the description below. A portion of what you buy in your session goes back to the channel. It helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you guys do like the video. If you do, be sure to smash that like button. It helps me out more than you know. And if you guys like this setup, let me know, because again, I haven't done these webcam videos in a while, and you know, it's been a really long time. But if you do like them, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know. You know, if you guys like it, you know, I'll continue doing it when I do like my screen recordings and, you know, different videos than my live videos. Yeah, we'll definitely include it in there. I think it gives a little more interaction with me being here. You know, you guys can see my crazy quirky mannerisms, and hopefully you guys do it. Try to work on the lighting too, so that the videos are a little better for you guys. But yeah, overall, those are my thoughts on the new hand trap. I'd like to know yours in the comments below. And yeah, when it comes here, you know, it wraps up all the Ghost Sisters, and it'll be pretty crazy. Every new hand trap that gets announced, I think always sees some play in some shape or form. And yeah, I can't wait for this one. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.